everyone, welcome to my botanical garden. Now we are going to explore the flower today. So we have painted the leaves from this geranium which I have standing on my windowsill here in the studio, but there's hardly anything left of the flower parts, so I had to go downstairs and schlep another specimen. This is the same geranium, sorry for the noise, this is the same geranium as the other one, but the flowers, this is the second flowering of it, and they are a little bit smaller and they seem to be more brighter and vivid in color. I absolutely love this, like a glowing orangey red color. It's so beautiful. These geraniums, they always remind me of Paris, a couple of times that I went. And you know, their beautiful French balconies, every single one filled with these beautiful red geraniums. So yeah, I have a soft spot in my heart for red geraniums. So in terms of the flower, let me just put this one back on the windowsill. There it is. I'm going to pick some convenience colors today, because with the greens it's quite easy to mix them. You know, you just need a variety of yellows, a variety of blues, and you can mix a wide range of beautiful green colors. With reds and oranges and pinks, there are loads of convenient colors that come out of the tube or pan that you can already use as they are without much mixing in or even at all. So the first color, let me just put geranium to the side because I want the focus to be on the palette. So the color that comes to my mind straight away is Schmincke's Geranium Red, and it's one of their kind of new colors, 2017 when they came out. So that color is a very good match, although you can see it's not going to be exact because it's impossible. This is like, if there was a neon red, that's what it would be, but it's still a very good close match, I think. So you can totally use this color straight from the tube. There's a variety of other reds we can also explore and swatch as we're there. Cadmium Red Light is a good color. There's Quin Red Light, also a new color. So whenever you see a little star here, it basically means it's a new color. So this is a good geranium color. We have another geranium which is very similar to this color. It's not in bloom right now. Yeah, so these are really nice. And then other colors in that range that I would look into or recommend for flowers is St. Petersburg White Nights by Nevskaya Palitra. Their reds are fantastical. They are gorgeous, super vivid, super light, super bright, but also you can get them to a lovely light tone as well. There's a number of colors that would fit the bill perfectly. So yeah, let's basically start with drawing a geranium flower. I have this very easy way of just drawing out the flower itself, and it's super fun, and it's more of a illustrative style. I'm trying to think if I can put the other color that would be actually really good for this as well is from my tropical palette. So this one, Coral Reef. It has a fluorescent pigment mixed into there, so that's where the glow comes from. And if you were able to get a palette, you can see this color matches really well. It's almost like identical. I can get the petal to blend into the color. So that's what we will do. And yeah, actually I'm going to swatch it out. So there we go, that's this color here. So let's start. If you're interested to also create the green leaf, there is a tutorial that I already put up, so have a look there. I gave you two varieties here of how to do it and mixing all the greens and things like that, and some beautiful shadow colors to go with it as well. And then you can just sort of put things together. So for my drawing part, today I'm going to use platinum carbon ink. So actually, as always, let's do swatches and swatch out all the colors that we think are going to work. So follow me if you have the same colors, or still follow me if you can match other colors. They don't have to be the exact brand. I have learned to kind of broaden the spectrum of watercolors, and especially if you have been collecting watercolors over years, you'll have quite a few palettes, quite a few tubes, quite a few half pens that get neglected through that passion towards just one brand. Oh, by the way, Natasha, if you're watching, look at that! I got my bottle. I absolutely love that little bottle that Natasha Newton showed in her last few videos for dropping some water into the half pans. And I had an empty bottle from my son's. This is like a vitamin D that was in there previously, so I just washed it out with some soapy water and you know, made sure it's all nice and clean, and I've got a nice pipette now as well. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's such a good way to just drop in the water rather than spraying, although I do like spraying as well, but the spray tends to go everywhere rather than the pipette just targets the exact area that needs to be targeted, if you're a neat freak like me. Okay, so we've got this one prepped. Let's just now look at the Schmincke's first. So with the Schmincke, I will just get the insert out because I need to have, I don't have that much space on my desk. And so let me just put it on top of the Nevskaya Palitra that way. For my swatching brush, I like using this one, the Jackson's Quill 10-0. That will do nicely. Okay, let's start. I'm going to... So I will swatch these 4 colors, which I think are great colors for geraniums. Couple of these colors as well would work. Maybe even the darker one for the darker. The geraniums come in a wide range of colors, but either one of those would be a good fit for today. And this one is a great match for the other color that I don't have in bloom now, so I can't show you, but I'm just going to swatch it out anyway. So we will start with the red, with the Cadmium Red Light. A beautiful red color. Very intense, as you can see here, but I'm going to also do a lighter swatch next to it. Like that. I'm going to lift some of the color so that we can have a lovely gradient like so. Next one is Geranium Red. Now this is perfect match to this beautiful color. So they're very similar in their mass tone, but there's a lovely pinkiness that comes through that doesn't in this color, so you'll be able to see it in this swatch better here. There we go. I'll give you a close-up later as well, so don't worry, you'll get to see everything nice and close. Next one is Scarlet Red, another red that I absolutely love. This is beautiful. It's a bit more of a blue toned, a cool toned red. So this is a warm tone, this is a cool tone. And then we have Geranium Red Light. Just a stunning color. Love, love, love it. It's just so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's like a must-have bubblegum pink type of a color, but nice. It doesn't have a too artificial look to it, so you could easily find flowers that are this color. I could go on, but I think I'll keep it to those four. And then if we move on to the White Nights, let me just put this away for a second. We will also find loads of perfect geranium colors here. So, like that. I'll try to swatch them also in the order as they come. Okay, so Vermillion is a great color to begin with. So it's a Vermillion hue. It's my 5th color from the edge. I absolutely love White Nights, and I have to say I'm guilty of not using them for a while again, because I was so dedicated to just using one brand that kind of missed out on a lot of beautiful colors. So there's our Vermillion. Then we have Venetian Red. I mean, not a perfect match to this particular one. So I think, well, it's an interesting color. So I'm going to use it because it can be technically used in some of the shadow areas. So let's go with that as well. So Venetian Red. It's got a star, so it means it's a new addition. Yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, as far as Venetian Red comes, this is my favorite one. It's got that blood orange color. It's not your typical Venetian Red. So if you like the traditional colors, that's definitely not it. If you are after something quite unique, this definitely would be a color I would recommend to check out. It's got a beautiful transparency about it, beautiful luminosity, and the way it settles on the paper is just gorgeousness. Yeah, so I absolutely love it. Okay, next one, Scarlet. Of course, Scarlet is stunning. So let's do Scarlet. Beautiful. So you can see nothing that I have swatched so far is like Scarlet. Scarlet is in between this red and this red, which was, let me just double check. So Cadmium Red Light on the right, and then Scarlet Red on the left. So this color would be somewhere in between there. It's very potent, very strong. Beautiful. Okay, that's our Scarlet. Ruby, another fantastic red. Just gorgeous. Now, Ruby is sort of similar to the Scarlet Red by Schmincke, but it has a bit more of raspberry in there. I mean, these colors are stunning, and we didn't even get to those quinacridone reds and all of that. So that's Ruby. So these are our reds. I would love to show you other colors, but they're leaning more towards pink, so I will leave that. And we can now swatch the last color here. I mean, it's so hot. The water just dried up here, but it doesn't matter. These don't need to be pre-wet, but pre-wetted. But I do like the idea of it. Okay, so here is our glowy color. So this is handmade by moi.
And that means you wouldn't be able to find it anywhere else, as I keep the recipe. It's all mine, not sharing it. Thank you very much.
So here is your coral red. Okay. It has a beautiful granulation to it as well, and pigment separation, but it all needs to dry up to show the fullness. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and title all of them before I forget what they are. And then we'll come back, start on the drawing part. But aren't these red just gorgeousness? Love it. Okay, so I have decided on 3 colors. I will draw 3 flowers and do them in those 3 colors. So I'm going to go for Schmincke Geranium Red, White Nights Vermillion Hue, so these 2. And then of course Tropical Palette Coral Reef, because it's perfect color for this situation. So here we go. Here's a little close-up for you. Do we want to focus? Okay. So, how are we going to start by drawing these flowers? Now, you have obviously buds as well as flowers, so oh wow, there's a beautiful butterfly that just landed in between the window frame. I was going to take a picture and then it flew away. Anyway, so yeah, so we have the flower, and then we have also the little buds right here, which you can hopefully see. So they're kind of curled up a little bit, and then as they're about to open, they just straighten up and the flowers come out like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on a few of the different ones. Now, look at the petals. So the petals are presented in a 2 and a 3. So some of the flowers are 2 at the top and 3 at the bottom. And then there's flowers like this one, which looks like 3 at the top, 2 at the bottom. So they are quite different in that sense. So let's do both of them. So we're going to start by doing the 2 first. So I'm going to start drawing out the 2 petals. Some geraniums have more rounded petals, and others, you may notice, have more kind of elongated petals. And then we'll just kind of add a little bit of detail here, but not too much. There is some darker veining right here at the top leaves, like that, but I might use a fitting pencil later to finish that detail with. So that's that. And now we could also do the other one, which basically has 1 large petal at the top, 1 on each side, and then we have the 2 which overlap at the bottom. There we go. And then of course we have these little pollen bits right in the middle here. And also let's do a little bud as well, which is not going to show us much color, but it is what it is. So actually I just realized we will need green for the bud, so no, let's just do another flower, because I don't want to now go into the greens. The greens we used for the previous video, so let's just do another flower. I'm going to look possibly at a slightly different shape. Oh, I found even 6 petals. So 3 at the bottom and 3 at the top. So let's do that one. It's a little unusual. So this is quite a complicated one because we have petals more petals, and then also some of them are curling. So to curl a petal, just draw a line to go parallel to the original one on the inside, and that will suggest that the petal is curling. We have another curling situation just above it, and this one is curling this direction, so we're going to emphasize it on that side. I'm going to skip the third petal and fourth and do the one that's being on the forefront without being overlapped. Then it will be easier to connect. Then I'm going to do the sixth petal, which is sitting in between these two, like so. And then it's kind of hidden away. I'm also going to create a curling situation on this one. And then the two petals here, we're going to do one that's sitting close to the main at the bottom, or the center one, and it seems to be quite round, so I'm just going to do that. And the final one, which is just peeping out in between those two, is sitting right here. So it looks quite different to the ones we've done before. So just observe the geraniums that you have. They not only come in a wide range of colors, but also, as you can see, petal-wise, they're also quite different. Okay, so we've got a few curling situations and we have different shapes. So that's that, easy peasy. It's a waterproof ink, which means we can now start with the watercolor portion of things. So just double checking, Geranium Red is fourth from the right. Let's do this one. The first one will start. So I'm going to put it at the base of the petal first, and then we will pull it out with a bit of water. It's a beautifully intense color. What a fantastic name and match for Geranium Red.